Well, of course, this
Well,
is no
this local
Hollywood
nursery's got the best succulent selection in Sac, so get your wallets ready.
Plant lover, some say plant stalker. Lori Wallace is live in Elk Grove. Check out the secret garden.
You guys will love this because when I first met Jennifer, I asked her how many houseplants she had. This was before I became a plant collector myself.
Okay.
So she told me, in my memory, I thought she said she had 50. Well, I'm at about like 43. So I always am like, oh my gosh, I've almost caught up to her. I can't believe it. She reminded me today she actually has 150 houseplants.
Oh.
So I am way behind.
You have a ways
and I am
to go.
still going to make her let me come in and see those 150 plants. I haven't been able to talk her into it yet, but it's coming. So I became a plant lady during COVID, as you guys know, a lot of people did. And we're talking about having space for this new hobby that a lot of people have. But you have a good explanation as to how people got into this whole thing.
Well, if you think about it over the last couple of years with all that the world has given us, right, we all felt so out of control. And a lot of people then decided that they could beautify their home, which they were now in 24/7, and also care for something that responded to them. And it was peace-giving and Zen-like. And so more and more people got into plants, which is wonderful, right?
Yes.
Something that we garden people have wanted forever. But then you come to the problem like you, it's a good problem to have, where suddenly one plant turns into 5, turns into 15, suddenly it's 45, and where do you put them all?
Yep.
And maybe you don't have a large space, either a large home or a large garden. So we're going to talk today about some of the ways that you can elevate that space, both in literally
you
or
basically
figuratively.
don't want to look
Right.
like a crazy plant
Right,
lady,
right.
and there's a way to do it.
Literally and figuratively, we're
Okay.
going to elevate the space, and it doesn't take a lot to do that. So let's say you're working on a balcony, for example. Well, you can't have big, heavy pots, so you start looking for lightweight things. Use baskets and things like that so that you're not putting a lot of weight on the patio. Another great thing is to take the plants up to the wall, and you can do that with lightweight baskets. Just take a basket, mount it on the wall, and now you can stage plants in there. You can also take wood or bark, mount the plant on it. Some plants work better than others, and the number one thing to remember is that it's based on what light your balcony has or your patio has. So I'm showing a Hoya, which a lot of people grow indoors, but this works beautifully outside in a shady space. Okay,
Love that.
if you're not into mounting the plants yet, although we'll show you how to do that later.
Oh, look, she has macrame. Another
Macrame
one of
is
my
back.
favorite COVID things.
Right? So macrame, of course, was around in the 70s, big, and it came back about 5 or 6 years ago. And now you can take literally any plant, not just something that works well with mounting, and take that and hang it. Some hang up against the wall, some hang free hanging in the in a space.
Yeah, and this is really cool. I don't know if we can pick this up without knocking everything down here, but that is a neat. And you have the air plants there for our friends that aren't necessarily the best at growing plants.
Right, so again, this is just a very lightweight frame. They can be mounted on the wall. Add some air plants, which don't need soil. So right there, you've eliminated a lot of the weight. Really easy to care for. And then these mounted bark pieces are also fabulous. This is an outside orchid over here. And this is a philodendron, which you might recognize just as a house plant. And these go really well outside.
I love all these ideas. Okay, coming up in the 10 o'clock hour, they're getting ready for a big festival to celebrate these plants right here. I have no idea what they are, so we're going to find out what they are, why they're celebrating them, and then also a way to reuse some things that you might have lying around the house to help elevate the look of your plants as well. So that's coming up at 10 o'clock, guys. Back over to you.
Sounds good.
Thanks,
Sounds
Lori.
good.